We've got Eagle Farm on again tomorrow, the 25th of June, and it's a meeting we're very excited about. So we just thought we'd give you a quick look back 2 weeks ago at Eagle Farm and what the ratings did. I've sorted these into ratings order and just give you a very brief, very quick look at what we did for the entirety of the day. Race 1, we backed 4 horses. We outlaid about 2.05 units, and while we're on that, just use a multiple there. If you'd like to bet $100 a unit, that's $205. So we outlaid 205 for a return of 1105. Where our second rated My Country, who started on Betfair at about, or closed on Betfair about $13.50, managed to win. So pretty big result there. Invested 0.9 to get 11 back there. That was quite a good race. In the second race, we went and had a look at Hofgarten. Had it rated on top, but it was a fairly open sort of a race, as you can see by the pricing here. So we did bet down a bit. We liked Hofgarten because we thought the track was playing a bit leaderish from what we saw in race 1. Had a small bet each way, 0.4 of a unit. Total outlay of 0.8 for 5.63 to come back, and that was a terrific result. Race 3, didn't really like the race. Jasoni we weren't sure about, but we were also a bit worried about. We ended up backing Travis and Girl because it was going to lead. We had 0.2 of a unit each way on it, which didn't eventuate, and nor did Gasoni. So we ended up 0.8 of a unit outlay for a nil return, which was a negligible loss, but a loss none all the same. Race 4, we outlaid on 5 horses here. We went looking for value, and the horses we were on were, 17, 19, 21, 23, 14 and 15. So it didn't go away. Zaritza was too good. We had it rated 6, market at 360. So as you can see down the bottom here, we ended up outlaying 2.4 for a nil return on that race. We then went to race 6. Look, there were a few here that we were keen on. We were particularly looking at horses that were going to be on or off the pace. So Miss Covergirl, if you have a look at the map there, off pace, Stratum Star, Spill the Beans. Spill the Beans was only operating at around the rated price, or slightly under, but given the bias, we figured it was a horse we had to save on. So we did so, outlaying 2.55, getting our money back and slightly more. We then rolled on to race 6, the Brisbane Cup. We quite liked the run of Bazzini. It was the only horse really that demonstrated it was going to finish off very, very strongly and wasn't carrying any weight. So we got on it. We also got on the other leader, Ecuador, and then we looked for a couple more who were going to be in or around and could possibly run on. So there were 4 horses back there. Benzini was a good result, really. We only outlaid 0.4 on to get 5.8, so the total was 1.6 for a return of 5.84. Into the JJ Atkins. Spoke to members about this horse, Sacred Elixir, a long while back when it won at the Sunshine Coast. Had it rated on top, thought it was the big finisher. Liked the fact that it was going to get out and into the middle of the track. And whilst it was playing leaderish, it was drawn to get the right run here. We had the major bet on it, and we also backed Cadigan, who'd done some good things in Sydney. Kandika, who'd finished off well in around Sacred Elixir the start before, and Jaws of Steel, who we weren't sure about, but it was a slight overlay. So that race actually turned out quite well for us. We had a pretty big outlay there of 3.5 units, but the collect was very big, with 9 units going back into the bank. Race 8, the Derby. Eagle Wade finished off very, very strongly, but it wasn't an open and shut race, so you can see we were back some very wide. Maven Wiz at 150s, Admiral Jello at 80s, Cylinder Beach at 70s. We're on in Costa Line. Don't worry too much about the outlay because it's all calculated. Eagle Way managed to win. We've had 0.9 on it for a return of 7.65, but overall in the race we only spent 2.45 in backing those 6 horses, so it's no big deal. The return was great, 7.65. Race 8, the Stratty. Look, difficult race to work out. As you can see by the spread of the numbers here, 650, each of three, and then Kaepernick next, and a few others that were in the mix. So unfortunately, we needed 16s for Under the Louvre. They bet 15, so we had a good think about it and just back some of the overlays there. We're on another 6 horses there. We didn't get the result. We ran second in the race and dropped 2.3 units. Coming into the last, we've got a massive lead, and we've outlaid 2.45 here. We've had 6 bets or 7 bets there, but still for the same outlay. We missed it winner provocative, but we're around the mark. That race was a loss for us. At the end of the day, as you can see up the top, though, we did really, really well. 23 units is like a very big day. 72% on turnover. Likewise, it's huge. Going into this Saturday, I've done the work. I've spent a lot of time constructing maps and trying to work out the right spot to be. I'm having a close look at the weather, and I know where you got to be, and I know who's going to be there. So, heading to Eagle Farm on Saturday the 25th tomorrow, I'm real confident.